If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hi, I'm Brianna.
Hi, I'm Quentin.
And this is Resilient Love. Say what you said. You fake.
Price.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Nah, they do it. Oh, what's your price? Your price? Your price. Oh, then they go to the next item. Your price. You just asked me. I ain't gave you this price yet. Damn, darn it.
Woo! Lord have mercy. I know y'all say, what is so funny today? We are back. Let me tell you something. Today's topic is something a little bit different. I know this is about resilient love, but you also got to have a resilience even in how you work. And so our jobs or our titles per se are retailers. We work as retailers part-time and Q full-time. And we have had a funny experience with Black Friday. So we wanted to come up here and see how was your Black Friday experience? Like, let us know in the comments, how was your Black Friday experience? Did you actually get a deal? Do you think you will see this deal again? Or was it something that you just had to have? Or do you look back on it and say, I could have waited? What about you, Q? Was there something that you really wanted and you didn't get? Or even with your store that you work at, was there a deal at your store that you were like, that wasn't really a deal, or dang, that was nice?
Yeah.
What was it?
Suit.
So what store are you referencing? Oh, excuse me.
Disclosures, thank you.
Disclosures, sorry. At the establishment.
Yeah, so suits were on sale for one particular suit that I would have got was on sale for $80. That's what it came out to with the tax. Using my discount, it would have been $45 per suit.
So you could have got two.
When it's that good of a deal, if I got it, I want every one.
Right. I know who I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
So, here's the thing about retail life that I have come to, I guess, understand. Like, I've been in retail now for a year, so I kind of am still like a baby. Q's been in retail for what, 3 months? 4 months?
3.
So, let's see. Pros and cons of retail. Because
3 months, and I got way too much responsibility.
we're going to get on that later. So, this episode is about retail. Pros and cons. Things to look out for as a consumer. So, let's start with the top of it. Pros and cons of retail overall. What's your pro? What's a pro of retail?
Discount.
So, some establishments that you work at, for those of you who work in retail, you know that you get a percentage off of the items because you work there. I know when I was working at It's Fashion Metro, that's not where I'm working now, but when I was working at It's Fashion Metro, I was actually able to get 20% off. And I know you say, well, dang, 20%. But it was 20% off the total. It was 20% off anything. It could be one item, 20% off. So, if you got an item that was 99 cents, I mean, you do the math. But I just look at the situation like the discounts help because I think in retail it's about discounts and incentives. Because I know at another retail location, you were actually able to get scholarships. And I feel like based on the years or based on your time, you were actually able to get a scholarship. So I think that as a employee, the employer should actually provide incentives. Of course, the 401k, pay holidays, things of that nature. But I do believe even the other incentives like scholarships or even grants to help you create your own business. That's not something I really see. Have you seen that when it comes to retail?
Grants?
Think about it. Has any establishment ever provided its employees with grants?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it is. I mean, we've seen that on Undercover Boss. It's just not highlighted.
But I'm saying, as a package.
Oh, no.
That was because of Undercover Boss. That wasn't when you get signed on, there's an opportunity to get a grant.
Nope. You're lucky if you get 401k.
Right.
Yep.
So with your 3-month experience, what are your pros and cons of retail?
This is the Conan O'Brien show?
Yes,
anyway,
it is. It's the Breed Q show. Brazilian Love. 3 months experience, what is your overall take on retail as a consumer and now as an employee?
Okay, so I always do the bad first. Dealing with language barrier. For those that don't speak English or don't speak English well, they do one or two things. We just kind of sign language. We just, hey, you get it. Whenever you get
body language, anything to get the point across.
Yeah, try your best and move on.
Right.
So the other side of it is that's not as bad, but the other side is when you have a lot of other nationalities that don't speak English or don't speak English good, they shun you off. They don't want no help. But meanwhile, which this goes into another con. Another con, which is they don't ask for no help. They shun you off. It's almost like they're mad that they can't speak English or something. It's just, I don't know.
Right.
But then they tear your store. Nothing makes me madder than to see somebody take a whole pile of clothes and just snatch one out and just let it fall behind the wall. All pants fell on the head. And you know what? And I know that it ain't the best thing, but at times like that, I'm like, I'm happy. Because that's what you get. You should have let somebody help you. And
that goes for anybody, language barrier or not. Like, if you don't allow the retailer to help you.
Why wouldn't you let this trained expert get what they need to get for you. You don't know this story. You don't know what you're doing.
Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing. And I ain't gonna say I'm like...
I'm saying, like, because my store flips where they put stuff at.
Oh, mine too.
But you're different. You work there almost every day. I go to my store like twice a week.
Well, no, I think it's...
So I have to get reaccommodated every time I walk in the door.
Nah, it's just... It depends on the company and how they maneuver. Like, you have... One of the things that I'm learning is you may move stuff, but floor sets shouldn't change that much. But some companies different. If you keep like the core little items the same place.
That's what I'm saying. We don't keep, we keep core like business is the left. Well, when you walk into the door as a consumer, business is the right side of the store. Casual is the left. Mm-hmm. So that's the commonality. But I'm saying, like, okay, they might put sweater A closer to the business side, but sweater B is closer to the casual side, and the customer has pulled both of them. Both of them. And now I'm like, which side did this go on?
So what's the other con? The other con is... schedules.
Woo!
I do not like retail schedule. I ain't gonna lie, retail is not for me. Retail shall not be my retirement. It is for a season, maybe for a certain amount of seasons, but it ain't for me. Unless, even owning my own, I would rather do the paperwork part and I'm out.
Right.
Well, I do like to deal with customers one-on-one.
Right,
but
me too.
I feel like the retail to me is more of an opportunity. Some people are just love retail though. So I can't say it just depends on the person, but I feel like retail is geared towards teenagers, high schoolers, college students. Reason being, we have
it gives you a lot of life skills in one job, really.
Well, no, that ain't that. Yeah, that's one of the points. But my main point is we have so many electronics now, and nobody. The average kid, teenager nowadays don't really know how to interact with people because Facebook, Instagram.
Right.
If it's not alive, they don't know what to do.
Right.
So I think it's good to build interpersonal skills at one-on-one.
That's what I said. It's a lot of skills in one.
Yeah, it is. But that direct contact is just something about it. Even though it's leaving, sadly, what I am noticing, especially this Black Friday, is that here's another con, is retail may not have as much longevity as it used to now. For the simple fact that...
the brick and mortar.
Yeah, there's decrease. It's just not like it used to. It's don't get me wrong, sales are fair. It's decent, pretty good. But it ain't great. It ain't like it used to be.
Right.
I don't know if we can ever get back there because of Amazon and Cyber Monday. You know, and I'm not too keen on Black Friday as much. It's good deals, but I'm not into the hype.
Right. And you know, that's what I saw on social media. I was following a guy and he did a live to basically let his viewers know he was having a sale of 88% off. Sounds really good. It is a really good percentage off. However, he did make the point that, you know, don't get caught up on Black Friday trying to go get a TV, but use Black Friday like, oh, wow, such and such coach, or I can get a business thing, or I can finally get my computer.
Beneficial resources.
You know, beneficial resources. And so...
buy a book.
Buy a book.
Buy a book. Buy something that...
Read a book.
I heard that from... It was, I don't know who it was. It was a rich person. It was a wealthy person. But there was, and the statement was, most of the time, the people that got, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but because we got TVs in every room, but we don't watch them like that. We barely watch TV.
I know. We actually do, right?
Right.
I just noticed that.
We don't even watch them.
We actually have a TV in 3 of the main rooms.
Yeah. So, my point in saying that is, this guy said, his statement was that there's a difference between a person more focused on filling their house with TVs versus a person filling their house with books.
And for the record, we have way more books than TVs.
And we just need to take time to read them all. We'll probably...
I promise you, we probably have our own non-fiction section in the library.
Yeah, so...
But,
that's, I think
those were some good cards, but what about pros?
Pros, I think, the people you meet.
Yeah, I think the pro is the connections.
Mm-hmm.
Because I made a connection with this lady today. I'm like so touched by it. Because guess what? Her job, she works for damage restoration. She works with buildings that were damaged by storms or things like that, aka Baker Family Group, LLC. But I was so touched by her story because, plus size woman, she had weight loss surgery, and so she hadn't really cared about what she wore, and we made such a connection in that 60 minutes that she actually came back to the store. Now, hear me clear, y'all, because this gonna bless you. So the lady, we have a connection. I fit her for a bra. We get a whole outfit. We get the undergarments. We get everything. The jewelry. Her husband buys it because they're doing date night on Friday. She goes out. She's like, do y'all sell shoes? I said, no, we don't sell shoes at this store, but check this one, check that one. She literally goes and buys shoes and comes back just to show me what shoes she bought. I was just so... like really, that for me was enough. And I asked her, I said, are you enjoying your experience today? Because that's one of the things at my job, the corporation wants us to provide our customers with an experience. Another location I used to work at, which I can shout them out now, is Chick-fil-A. Although Chick-fil-A is in a different category, different from what we're discussing, Chick-fil-A is literally like, hear me clear. If y'all can get me a job with Chick-fil-A marketing department, hit your girl up. Because Chick-fil-A for me is truly the foundation of my customer service. I worked for Chick-fil-A for 6 years. For me, I have dealt with the cuss out. I've dealt with the kids. I've dealt with the elderly. I've dealt with loss.
I cuss out in Chicken Heaven.
I got cussed out at Chicken Heaven. Like one of my clients said, cuss for me. Cause I felt like, how you gonna cuss me out? Cause your sandwich ain't exactly the right temperature. I'm not the cook.
Well,
but y'all, for real, that moment with that customer today was life-changing. We even made a connection on Facebook. Like, we are actually Facebook friends, and she actually liked one of my posts. I'm like, goes. And she said she gonna post a picture and tag me.
oh,
I feel so special. We'll see. We'll see Friday if she actually tags me.
I've had those moments. Where I had to start from pure scratch. Like I told a guy, I love the ones that are honest and
she was honest.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, she was honest. I had a few people that's been honest. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right. That's exactly what she kept saying. Right.
Let me put you together. I do this. This ain't even my passion, but it's just a natural gift.
It's a gift, right?
This ain't my passion, but it's a gift.
So that's another question for our listeners. How do you how do you decipher your gift from your passion? And how do you know you're operating in a gift versus a passion?
So,
is it really a difference?
I think it is.
Okay, break it down.
And we would love these comments below. But also, I definitely want to hear feedback. But my point of view on it is that, and I wouldn't even have thought about it, just in talking I got it, but a gift is, I've always, even as a kid, have dressed myself. My mother never dressed me. I dressed myself. I just knew how to put stuff together. I can't really describe it. That's why it's a gift. I can put my hands on it and it's done. I don't have to, of course I have to think about it, but it don't, take a whole lot of work. Is it something I'm passionate about? To a degree, but not something I see myself doing every day.
Right.
Like me, I see myself I'm passionate about real estate. I'm passionate about helping people learn what they don't know. I'm passionate about helping average Joe become retired like Mr. Joe, the millionaire that worked for 30 years and put his money to use. So I'm passionate about those things, which makes me passionate about people. Because of my own life circumstances. So there is a difference between gifts. And sometimes, of course, I think there's a difference, but they also do go together. And of course, I think they all work together for your good.
As the word of God says. Romans 8:28.
I guess, let's see. Let me finish my pro. What's my other pro? I got like one or two more. My other pro is teaching me. I'm going to run on through it because it ain't that much. It's teaching me that I am designed for more. Simply the experience yesterday, which kind of made me uncomfortable with, when you have to meet metrics. Some people that don't see outside of the box and can't see nothing but what they see, and that's all they're going to see possibly for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
It kind of make you like, are they understanding to this situation or this customer right now?
Right.
Because it wasn't about company. It was personal.
Yeah.
So my story was similar to yours. Gentlemen come in. I ain't never even told you about it, did I?
No, we listened together, y'all.
So the gentleman came in. Of course, I wait on like I always, any customer. So we just casually talking. I noticed he has on like a traditional trench coat. So I was like, I like that coat. I don't hardly ever see those kind of types of coats anymore. It was like, yeah, it's a classic. So we just generally started talking. And he was browsing around, looking. He was started looking at the business bags. And, trying to see what did he need, what did he want. And he said he probably would just come back, but he needed a bigger bag. He asked me, was I the manager? And I kind of shunned it off like jokey, like, nah, that ain't me. And I don't know how it came up, but I was like, if I was, I don't want to, be the manager for the right reasons. And it just sparked something. He was like, I don't know if it was like a cue. So he left out. He said, thank you, da-da-da-da-da. Next thing I know, he comes back and hands me a brochure about financial literacy. A group that goes around the world with an initiative of teaching financial literacy.
Say what?
So he gives me that. He takes down my information, my email, my number, and everything, and said I'll be in contact with you because we're trying to establish more hubs for trainings and workshops. So gives me the brochure. I start looking at it. I'm like, okay, it's legit. Sometimes you like, sometimes you have to be like, this real.
This real.
All right, so it's legit. So, and look, be honest with you, I'm still like on the fence a little bit, but I'm like, sometimes you just know how let's be honest, y'all know. Sometimes you just like, I'm riding the curves.
I'm riding with you.
I'm just trying to see where this thing going.
Right.
So, okay, he leaves. He gave me the brochure, he leaves. He comes back for a third time. I think he on a mission now. It's like once he came and saw me, it's like he got motivated. So it looked like he started going to stores, seeing who else was trying to have a builder's mindset.
Okay.
And he comes back. Now this time a manager's standing there. She's like, she ain't saying nothing. She just look, like the nosy eye, but not looking.
Right.
And so he shows me an example of their workbooks that they give statistics, then they give worksheets. And he was I just wanted to show this to you. This is what our format looks like. This is what we teach on. Blase. Legit. The stuff is good stuff. Good statistics. And if you live in America, you know these good statistics. But it's just interesting the people you meet. And that was the pro is, of course, going back to my pro of this was, this is teaching you that this is not your final destination. This is not your, I don't want to say a graveyard status, but it's not your resting place where you're supposed to just stay here and build up the temple or whatever. Mm-hmm. This ain't where you're supposed to be. This is where you're passing through. There's a difference.
Right.
You pass through to get something and to leave something. And then you move on. The problem happens when people get stuck.
Yeah.
And they never move beyond the assignment. So, the third pro is, it's teaching me, I'm just going to combo, it's teaching me a lot about marketing. The smallest detail things, color, how it's set up, how just the details. So I truly think it's a building block for our business and our businesses to come. So that's my pros and cons.
Yeah. Wow. We both have.
And this all started from Pice.
His little joke. But yeah, y'all. So this is just Quentin and I's little spiel about retail life, pros and cons, things we've learned as a employer, things we've learned as consumers, and also we just want to kind of get your feedback on Black Friday and were the discounts really discounts? Were they really deals? Or was it just something to kind of do? So let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on this episode. Also, share this with somebody who just needs a little bit of encouragement to know that just because you're working in a gifting area doesn't always mean it's the passion in your heart. The Bible tells us in Nehemiah that God, when we delight ourselves in the Lord, He will give us the desires of our heart. So although I enjoy helping women, encouraging them to have the most confidence in the world and know that they are fearfully and wonderfully made, there are also times where I just want to sit back on my computer, create awesome promotional materials, and go on about my day. But God is still working in and through the bakers. So, be encouraged. This is Resilient Love.
Thanks so much for listening to Resilient Love Podcast. We wanted to take this opportunity to also let you know that you can help us by committing to a monthly fee of 99 cents, $2.99, or $9.99. Those contributions help us to keep this movement of resilient love going. Blessings to all listeners and subscribers. Thank you all.
Thanks for listening to our podcast, Resilient Love.